Howdy. Welcome back to Dion Talk. If you want to be rich, live like the rich.
What?
That was actually the response I was hoping for. So I did my live stream this week on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific. I do my live streams where I talk on a topic for about 10 to 15 minutes, if I can keep it that short. And then I answer questions for as long as the live stream lasts. And I wanted to bring this topic up with my friend Michael Zuber from One Rental at a Time, because I believe he did this. I believe he wanted to be rich, so he lived like the rich. And a lot of people think if you're going to be rich and you're going to live like the rich, it means fancy car. They can afford any car they want. They can get the Lamborghini. They can get the Rolex watch. They can live in the mansions for sale in California right now because of the new tax that's coming out April 1st. So all of the actors and actresses are offloading their millions and millions of dollar properties because now they want taxes to help the poor and needy, but they don't want to pay the taxes that are going to help.
Yeah, not them. Yeah,
but not them. Right. Oh, that's how you demonetize a YouTube channel right there. So here's the analogy that I'm hoping that will not only bring Michael Zuber out of confusion and into agreement, but I think, Mike, you're going to be able to give me some examples of how you did this.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, I'm starting to see where you're going with this. I can see it already. I like it. The title got me, but I like it. I think I know where you're going.
Nice. And I want everyone to know that we're recording this Tuesday morning before my live stream. So it's not like Mike could cheat and watch my live stream and go, oh, I knew what was coming. If you really want to be in shape, if you want to be healthy, if you want to take this ab that I got and turn it into abs, have more than one.
I got to tell you, Dion, you technically have abs. They're just well insulated.
They're just really well insulated, right? You need to live like a healthy person.
Yeah.
You can't think, all right, so once I'm in shape, I'll stop eating sugar every day. Once I'm in shape, I'm going to cut out sugar because an in-shape person doesn't drink soda. If anything, they'll do diet soda or they'll find some other alternate drink. The person who's in shape is in such a good shape, it feels good to work out, so they work out. If you want to be the person who's in shape, you need to eat better. You need to work out. You need to try something like intermittent fasting or whatever diet that isn't a fad that's going to work for you. So if you want to be in shape, you need to live like an in-shape person. If you want to be wealthy, wealthy people don't drive stupid fancy cars unless they're trying to sell something. If they're trying to sell that I'm so successful, look at the things I can have, then it ties into it. How many millionaires are on your show every week, Mike, who started with house hacking?
Oh my goodness. I think people would be shocked. More than half of them.
Even the people who stopped house hacking, like the lumberjack landlord, said, here's how much our unit makes. When we move out, this is the budget for the mortgage. We look at housing as an expense. The person who wants to live like they're rich needs to look at housing like an expense. How can you reduce or eliminate or have your assets pay for that expense? The person who is wealthy, who is rich, doesn't look at prices. They look at value. If you're struggling and you're looking at your money and everything you're looking at is you're looking at prices, you will buy the cheap stuff. When it comes to real estate, I've heard a really smart person say, you can go broke buying cheap. And it totally makes sense. The cheapest property is not always the best deal. It might have the lowest barrier to entry, but that means often the most competition or the most problems or the most possibilities for you to fail. I am, it's weird to say, wealthy. I will never have to work again in my life. And wealth to me is a measurement of months of life that your guest talks about. And so if you have $100,000 in the bank and you're going to spend $5,000 a month, you can live for 20 months. You hope you don't outlive your money. But if the money coming in every month is more than it costs you to live, it's perpetual. There's no month where I'm going to have to go to work. So what am I doing now? I'm looking at moving to Portugal. Buying a house in Portugal because cost of living is better. The home values make sense. I'm not thinking I am now wealthy. What does it look like to live in Malibu? Where the property taxes are more than what my house is going to cost in a place like Portugal. So when you think about what you do, Mike, when you go to spend money, walk us through the steps. What do you do different now that you did when you didn't have any money?
Well, for the longest time, the key for me was first, obviously, needs versus wants, which I don't talk a lot about now, but it was something we talked about a lot the first year. I always believed that, we had to take care of our needs. And then what I was trying to do is I was trying to get together a stack of capital so I could buy assets. The thing that was really important, and again, it's what the rich do, is I was always trying to get time. Time was I don't care about net worth. I don't care about any of these other things. Like you, I was trying to figure out how I can live my life with money coming in. And we've been doing that for well over 5 years now. That was the plan. But for me in the beginning, we had to secure, down payments so that we could buy the next one and buy the next one. So the things that I do now that I didn't do before is if I want a toy, I figure out what can I do to get the income or the cash flow to buy the toy. Right? I already drive a 6-figure car, but maybe I'll have a better 6-figure car someday. And if I want that, I'll have to get something to pay for it because it's not going to come out of my existing lifestyle. It will have to be extra. I think that's really where I saw you taking us is the rich just think different. Right. And it's, Greg Dickerson does this all the time. Never say you can't afford something, say how you can afford something. So I want to live my life out of the cash flow. And if I want an extra that I didn't plan for, I need more cash flow.
Thank you for making my point exactly. If you want to be wealthy, the person who can have their assets pay for everything, when you're starting out, you have to look at the world like, if I want a toy, my assets are going to pay for it. That's what I'm saying. When we're wealthy, we don't think I'm going to go out and work hard, earn money, save up a bunch of money from my own sweat, labor, and then go buy a Sea-Doo. We're like, if I want to go play on the lake on the weekend with my Sea-Doos, I'm going to have a duplex that I call the Sea-Doo
house. Exactly.
Right? So when you're first starting out, maybe that means you don't get the Sea-Doo then, because you need to do what you did. Save the down payment, acquire the asset, have the asset eventually pay for the toy. The rich person, the wealthy person doesn't go, okay, I'm really starting out. I've got my one asset to pay for that. They go, I've got the asset to pay for more assets, to pay for more assets, to pay for more assets, until the assets bring in such a ridiculous amount of money that now the assets can buy a toy without impacting our ability to buy the next asset.
Yeah, the big thing that most people don't get, and I saw people fall down, right? My journey, one rental at a time, starts in 2001. Again, I'm an open book like I do today here on YouTube. I shared our journey back then with some friends. And there were 4 or 5 of us that were buying in Fresno, California, the same time Olivia and I were. Same returns, same this, same that. And again, prices roughly doubled in, call it 4 years. Everyone except Olivia and I took the double, did a cash out refi, and bought dumb shit. So they stopped the momentum. Some of them levered up so hard and went to other areas that they didn't know they lost everything. Olivia and I said, wow, we can't buy that 9th house. What might make sense? So we switched to multifamily and laddered up from 8 to 80 units. We know how the story goes from there.
Right. And so when you were starting out, you figured out how to take your money and put it to work. You are now wealthy and you figure out how to take your money and put it to work. There are so many people that think, and this is the big misconception, I will learn how to save once I'm making more money. Instead of thinking,
oh, it doesn't work that way.
I start saving when I can barely save anything. And then as I make more money, I get better at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really important point. You've heard me say this, but we'll say it again. Olivia and I get to start real estate investing after losing $180,000 or $160,000, which sucks. Let me just tell you that right now, 80% of our stack. And we were spending 100% of our income over an 18-month, maybe it was 2-year period. It's kind of blurry now. We got down to 50%. We got better at it. It's a choice, folks. None of this stuff's easy. Anna Kelly, one of the millionaires that come back that did house hacking, to your earlier question. She had the big house in Texas. She will tell you to this day, the best decision she ever did was sell that house in Texas, buy a 4-plex in Pennsylvania, live on the top floor with 2 kids. It's the only thing that saved her. You can do it.
I absolutely agree. I think it's not easy. You nail it when you say that, but it's not complicated.
It's a choice.
It's not going to be easy, but it is just choices. And someday I'm going to make a video on, because I know I'm going to get so much hate. I hesitate to do it. Being rich or being poor is a choice. So I will make that video.
Not today.
Not today. I don't want to be on that video.
No. I'm going to make sure Matt's there for that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me know when that's recorded. I'll be sick that day.
Awesome. Well, thanks for that, Mike. If people want to reach out and get a hold of you, how can they find you?
One rental at a time, website, YouTube, books. I'm here for you. Love being a part of Dion Talk. He always, dude, isn't he a great teacher? He just gives you these mental puzzles and they just snap together. It's well done. Well done.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it, Mike. Until my next video, thanks for coming to my Dion Talk. And one of these days, I'm going to start talking about DionTalk.com at the end of the video, where you can go and find the binder course for free, book an hour with me, or sign up for my course.
But not today.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.